Hello guys. This is our Nasdaq, that level that we had hoped that it was gonna hold. This one, it has been violated. So what now? What do we do now? What do we do? I waited up until this candlestick closes so that we can think of updating our structures, because remember, all this stuff that we have here, they were drawn on daily, so we have to wait for a daily candlestick to close before we can update. So what I mean by that is that if the price had went down here and then on H4 it closes outside like that, but then it goes up, remember, this zone, it's not a H4 zone, this is a daily zone. So we must wait for a daily zone, daily candlestick to close, so that we can decide if whether the price is closed outside or not. And in this case, I'm sure we are now left with about an hour or so before the market closes. So we can conclude that this is going to close outside, which means we broke the very key support. So it doesn't matter how much you trust the level, you must always have plan B, because things don't always, even proper strong levels, they do get broken sometimes. So that's why I must always have plan B. You need to know that if this doesn't happen, then what? So in this case, we went below the zone. So this is how you should update your chart right now. Number one, the first point, we broke the support. We have a lower low, right? So if we have a lower low, it means, what is it? It means if I have a lower low, I must update my trend line. You can now put your trend line like this. The first point, not much of an issue, but the second point has to definitely be this one, because it's the one that gave us this move, which got us where we got the lower low, right? So that's the first thing that you need to do on your chart. And then now this is the support that we had, and it has been broken. You need to ask yourself because remember, talking about the support, which resistance broke this support. Then you go up, you just start from where the price is, go up and look for resistance. Then it means you can say the resistance, the nearest one is this one. It means this resistance here, it's the one that gave us the move that broke the trend line. So now, that broke the support. Now that the support does not exist, it means the only thing that matters now is the resistance, because of what? This characteristic of this, that it has broken, it had broken the trend line, blah blah, which made it to be the strongest, where we were looking for buying opportunities, and that didn't happen. The price never gave us any opportunities, it just shot through the zone. So that's why it's very important for you to wait for confirmation, like I always say. So in this case, you didn't lose anything, you didn't have reasons to buy, and then it just shot through the zone. So it means the mission aborted now. So that support that we were supposed to buy from has lost all its power to the resistance above, which means you have to update and put this up there, somewhere up there. So this is how your daily chart should look like. But now, what does this mean on the other time frames? If you go to weekly, if you still remember what they had on weekly, the only thing which was important for us to note was this, which is what? Engulfing, right? But now that the price went lower than the engulfing bar, or lower than that engulfing pattern, we don't count the engulfing anymore. It's like it's not there, it doesn't exist anymore. You should look at this like you see when I'm always talking about pin bars, and then you're waiting there with your buy stop, but then the price doesn't go up, but rather it goes down like this and go lower than this and close outside this, go lower than these pin bars. So it means these pin bars is like they never even existed, because now it's like we defeated them. So once that happens, you know that there's no need for you don't have to keep waiting there to say I'm buying the pin bars, because the pin bars, they were there, but they couldn't keep up that momentum and go up. So it's the same thing here. We did have the engulfing, yes, but it failed to go up to at least what? To at least the trend line there, which means this engulfing doesn't exist anymore. So here on weekly, what you also need to do is that we did have this and down, which means weekly trend line will also have to come there, which is still at the same points that connect to the daily trend line. So that's all that you need to know here. But now, where to? Are we going to be looking for buying opportunities again, or are we now focusing on selling, or what is it that we need to do now? Because the structure seems to have changed a lot. Remember, as much as all that changed, but on the highest time frame, nothing much has changed. We are now inside monthly support, so we can't be selling. We are now inside the monthly support, but because of that strong momentum on daily and the pointing to the downside, I would suggest that we wait maybe on H4 for the price to do this and break that before we can look for buying opportunities. Because of what the structure has been. So on monthly, the only thing that you need to take out is that we are at the monthly support, and then on weekly you just have to update your trend line and ignore the engulfing now, because of what you defeated it by going lower than that. But we are now hit the higher time frame support. So as much as we saying the thing is pointing to the downside, but we can't be selling. Where are we selling to? Because we have reached the destination, which is what the support on the highest time frame. And then on daily also, we just updated our trend line and marked the resistance that did what, that broke this support here that we had there. And now we are inside the monthly support. And then let's go to H4 and see if there's anything different there. There's nothing really. There's nothing. So this is the on H4. This would be the resistance. This would be the resistance. What did it do? And remember, the resistance that forms a gap, it's very strong. It's very, very strong. This resistance started with a gap and it pushed all the way until it defeated all those support that we had there. So meaning, if we were to get a buying opportunity inside this, remember this is a monthly support. If you're to get a buying opportunity on this time frame, but remember you're inside that biggest support, right? So on this time frame, if you're trading from H4, then you'll have to exit there, because this can mess up your setup. So that's why I'm saying, when you're buying, you need to identify all the key opposing structures, be it a bearish trend line or resistance on the same time frame. In this case, it will be H4. That's why I'm saying, if you're executing from H4, this is going to be your TP1. But remember, the way you're going to execute S2, we have to wait for confirmation. We know we are inside the monthly zone, but we can't just jump in just because we're inside the monthly zone. We have to wait for confirmation. And on H4, I don't see anything that will give us as confirmation as yet. And let's see those ones that are trading H1. Those ones that are trading H1, maybe you can put your thing. You can say down, up, down, and then you can put you're just forcing things there, but you're trying to catch the reversal as early as possible. And remember, the thing that you need to keep in mind is that when the trend changes, it will always change from the smallest time frame to the highest time frame. So meaning you'll get a breakout on H1 before you can get it on H4, before you can get it on daily, because of what, H1 has got more candlesticks than H4. H4 has got more candlesticks than daily. What we mean by that is that when you're having I hope you know this, when you're having one candlestick on daily, it means on H4 you'll be having 6 of them, because remember there's 6 H4s or 4 hours in daily, and then on H1 you'll be having 24 candlesticks. So that's why those 24 candlesticks, they can give you a breakout before the 6 candlesticks before that one candlestick. So that's why those ones that are trading smaller time frames for my H1, they're going to get an entry or more opportunities. I mean, a reason to sell first before the ones that are trading H4. So here, what you guys can do is just to put this and wait for breakout. Maybe if, let's say, you get a breakout, and then when that happens, you can just mark the area of support there that broke the trend line, and then if you get a pullback, then you can look to buy. But remember, you're not going to ignore that level, which is, I think is this one, the H4 level with that gap. So you're going to exit there. All right, yeah, I think we can leave it like that. We'll see it tomorrow. We'll see it maybe after we've gotten more candlesticks there, then the structure will be better, because currently you can see this is just moving like this, but not allowing you to put a trend line. So it's not moving like this where you can put a trend line. But I hope you can now see the structure that like it's important for you to always have plan B. It doesn't matter how much you trust the support, there is no guarantee that it is going to hold. So you must always know what you're going to do should it not hold. Whatever. All right, so the very same thing that I applied here, you can go on your US 30 and apply the same method that I applied here. Then you see you'll come to the same conclusion that therefore this is what I'm looking for, because remember the structure this side and that side is more or less the same. So I'm not gonna do the one for US 30. I just wanted to update you on what Nasdaq. Then when I will try and practice with US 30 using the same skills that I gave you here. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Should the structure change, I'll update you again. Sharp.